Nice car. What's the retail on one of those?
More than you can afford, pal. Ferrari.
Smoke.
What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video. And sorry I'm a little bit late with this one. I've been feeling like shit today, but still wanted to get this out there for those of you who actually give a shit about my opinion on things of this nature. So, this video is about the UI reveal that we got today for the PlayStation 5. And if there are two words that come to mind when thinking about the presentation of the UI, it's speed and fluidity, because everything is just much faster, everything is much more fluid, and there are far less steps required to do nearly everything. The first thing we're shown in this UI presentation is what PlayStation is calling cards. There are these little squares that pop up from the bottom of the screen if we press the PlayStation button while within an application or a game. And they show us a bunch of different things. All the way to the left will be official news or anything that has to do with studios that we may be following or games that we may be following. I'm guessing they're going to have some ability to follow these things like social media. We have our recently created items, either screenshots or video clips or whatever, and then after that we get into things that are pertaining to the game that we're playing. So for the example here, they're showing these different levels in Sackboy: A Big Adventure, showing the ones that we've unlocked available, and then the ones further to the right that we haven't unlocked are still clearly locked. And what clicking on one of these things will allow you to do is it'll allow you to see what things are available within that level, or what things you haven't done yet. It'll give you an estimated time to complete that level. So if you're trying to figure out what you want to do or where you want to go, depending on how much time you have, you can say, okay, well, I want to complete this thing. I've got about 30 minutes left. That one says it's going to take about 40 minutes. All right, this one says it'll take about 20 minutes. I should have enough time to do that. So something cool. The other thing that you're going to be able to see within here is something that's a feature for PlayStation Plus subscribers, and that is these hints, or these tips, basically. So if you're having an issue with something, you can click on it, and it'll pull up a little video, or in this case, the demonstration was a little video showing you where to find these robes that this person had, supposedly missed while playing through the game. So they could pin this video to be a side-by-side thing. They could even actually have it picture-in-picture so they can have it playing on screen while they're playing at the same time to make it easier to follow along. Or you can have it just pinned to where whenever you pull up the control panel, it'll automatically pull up right away so you can get to it quickly. And this is something kind of cool for people who are looking to, those completionists out there that are looking to get every single thing or don't like missing anything. This is a really cool feature. It's just another way to keep you on the PlayStation without having to jump back and forth between your cell phone or a YouTube video or a tutorial on how to get something or find something. Everything can just be done within the UI of the PlayStation 5. Creating parties or joining parties that are already created is also super fast. It's also done through this control panel and one of the cards over to the right of the screen. And the thing is, because you're not having to leave the game, because you're not having to click the PlayStation button, exit the game, go to another fucking menu, go to this other thing, go to that thing, go to this thing, it's just so much faster. Everything is done without having to leave the game. So there's so much time that we lose, even if we're not really conscious of it. So much time lost. in loading screens and jumping back and forth between applications, where when we have these things just pop up on the screen in front of us without having to leave the application that we're in, it expedites things to a degree to where we are missing out on almost zero time in order to do these things. Whereas before, like I said, having to jump back and forth between all these different applications and then waiting for this to load, and we have to suspend this application first and this and this and that, depending on what we're trying to do, we lose so much time. And the PlayStation 5 UI looks like it's trying to basically eliminate all of that, which is really awesome, I think. Another thing they showed here is called Share Screen. This seems more like a gimmick to me than anything else. I'm not really sure exactly how often one would use this, but it's the ability for you to see what a friend is playing on their display and have it pinned up on your screen at the same time. So you can have it picture-in-picture and be playing your game while at the same time seeing what they're playing in their game. Again, I'm not sure when, if ever, I would fucking use this. I mean, the only time I can even consider in the past where it could have come in handy is times where my sister may have been looking to find an item, or was having issue with a boss, or was having issue with something in the game and wanted me to see the area she was talking about, or wanted me to talk her through it. And previously, I would have to just talk her, through it over the phone while she was describing what she's doing on screen. Or you could do it through the PS4, but I'd have to basically suspend what I was doing in order to see what they were playing. But now I can be playing my game, do whatever the fuck I'm doing while they're playing. They can get to the point where she's having trouble, and then she can be like, okay, this is the part right here. And then I can just peek down and be like, okay, you need to do this, or you need to go this way. Or I can even make the picture-in-picture, larger to see it. But that's really the only time I could imagine using this feature. Like, again, it seems more of a gimmick than anything else. We'll see if in the future, maybe there'll be other uses for it, or maybe I'll find other uses for it. But I mean, it's a cool idea. To me, not a huge deal or anything though, but still a cool idea, and it's cool to see they're doing things like this and leveraging, the capabilities of the hardware. So it's cool that they've done it. They then show jumping from Sackboy, A Big Adventure, into another game. A game in which a party member has already started the game. They're already in a match, and this person is now just jumping into that game so that they can join the match. Now, this is not like the quick resume feature on Xbox. This isn't jumping from an open application to an open application. This is jumping from Sackboy's Big Adventure into a game that's booting from scratch. Even then, if these videos that we're looking at are in real time, the load time for the game is blisteringly fast, and it looks like they're able to skip all of the title cards and get straight to the main title screen of the game within fucking 2 seconds, right? They then briefly talk about how to take screenshots and record video and stuff, and said that the screen recordings and screenshots can be taken in 4K, which is cool. After that, they pop out to the PS5's home screen. And the PS5 home screen, to me, makes me think of, like, the Porsche 911 or the Volkswagen GTI, in that it is just, it's nothing completely ridiculous, nothing completely different. It's very evolutionary. This is clearly an evolution of first what was known as the cross media bar, the X and B on PS3, then what we got on PS4, and now what we're getting in PS5. It's very much the same animal. It's just evolved, right? And it's just a much cleaner looking version of what we have on PS4. Everything is more streamlined. Everything is just tightened up. And that's just, the first thing I thought of when I saw this user interface. And I'm actually happy about that, because I know some people are wanting something completely different, but I've always actually liked the cross media bar, the X and B, and I really do like the user interface on the PlayStation 4. It can just get a little cluttered sometimes, and sometimes there's too many steps to doing things. So for them to tighten this up and give us the ability to do so many things at the press of one button versus the press of 5 or 6, that alleviates a lot of my main complaints about the PlayStation user face thus far. So I'm very happy with the overall look of the PS5 UI. There's an Explore tab all the way to the left that's going to have news and updates about any of the games that we're following, as well as official PlayStation news. And then to the left of that is the PlayStation Store. And it's very nice to see that the PlayStation Store is no longer a standalone application. It is completely built into the UI. The second they pop over to the left, you can see that there's games already loaded up at the bottom for us to see. Now, I don't know how many games are going to be on this first page or how else the PlayStation Store works, but we do know that it's built into the UI and is supposedly much faster than having to go into the standalone application. So that is awesome to see as well. They then very quickly showed how to share the screenshot they had taken earlier, either on Twitter or with a friend in their party. In this case, they opted to share it with a friend in their party. And then that was the end of the demonstration. And then they basically put the PlayStation 5 in rest mode, and we got to see the animation on screen as it did that. So, man, it's only like an 11-minute video, but it is a fast 11 minutes. This shit ended, and I was like, wait, whoa, that was it? That was all 11 minutes? I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's not enough. It's not enough. I need more. There's so many unanswered questions. Right? But, I mean, this video was titled A First Look at the PlayStation 5 UI. So that would lead one to believe that there is going to be a second look at the UI, hopefully before the launch of the system, right? One of the main questions that I think most of us wanted answered that we didn't get answered was, does the PlayStation 5 have a quick resume type feature like the Xbox Series X? Does it have an ability to hop back and forth between games just like the Xbox Series X does and leverage that increased speed of their SSD? We still don't have an answer to that. I honestly think it's an inevitability. I think that this is something that is 100% going to have that. To have this extra super fast SSD and to be using the speed of the SSD and leveraging it in all these other ways, but to not be leveraging it for a quick resume type feature would be just an extreme missed opportunity on PlayStation's part. But like I said, I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, I think it's an inevitability. I think it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when are they going to show us. And the other thing is, man, these fucking PlayStation haters are running out of things to fucking complain about, right? Because the first complaint was, hey, we haven't seen the PlayStation 5 in the real world. We haven't seen the real thing, man. And then we saw one in the real world. And then it was like, well, we haven't seen the teardown yet. Yeah, why haven't we seen the teardown yet? And now we've seen the teardown. And after that, I was like, well, how come we haven't seen the UI? When are we going to see the UI? And now we've seen the UI. Like, I don't understand, but like, why would you bitch about shit or complain about not seeing things that you know are going to happen? Like, it's inevitable these things are going to happen. So why are you going to complain about things that you know are one day going to happen, and then at that point your complaint has been rendered absolutely fucking useless, and now you're forced to find something new to complain about? It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Like, if you want to complain about something, complain about the games being cross-gen and not next-gen like we thought it was. Complain about things that are real things that you can complain about now and still complain about later. But don't complain about shit now that in 2 weeks you're not going to be able to complain about again. Like, I don't understand the point of complaining about things that are inevitable. But anyway, I thought it was funny because that was the first thing that popped in my head after I was done watching this UI video. I was like, man, what are these guys going to complain about next? Like, it was already not seeing it in the real world. Then it was not seeing the teardown. Then it was not seeing the UI. What's going to be the next thing that they're going to complain about? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But as we all know, with the haters, we won't have to wait very long because I'm sure they're already busting out the chalkboards and scribbling down notes trying to find out what their next complaint's going to be. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys on this one. And that's the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next Supernova.